To articulate the design brief for FutureLearn, we sort of needed to know three things. Firstly, what is the brand in the world to do? So for FutureLearn, their purpose was learning for life. So learning not just for learning's sake, but sort of learning to help you move on and up in life. So how do we express that and bring it to life? Secondly was who is the brand for? So FutureLearn is open to everyone, anywhere in the world, so we knew that it needed to be sort of a universally accessible identity. And third, where is the brand going to live? So FutureLearn is sort of predominantly an online platform with lots of interaction, so we needed to create something that could work sort of on screen easily, be functional and recognisable, but also something that could translate to print easily as well. So the journey to the solution was a case of trying to sort of solve each of the 3 points of the brief in a way that connected them all. So the first thoughts were around what is the most recognisable sort of universal method of learning, and the sort of way FutureLearn works, where you know the weekly modular learning, got me thinking about the building blocks that you use as a child, and that you can sort of arrange them in different ways, however you want to. So a next thought was, how do you use these blocks to sort of communicate learning for life? So sort of playing around with them and stack the blocks up into this upward staircase, and it sort of seemed to fit with like learning that sort of took you on and upwards in learning and in life. And then we sort of extracted that and stripped it back just to the steps icon, which became like the hero icon, and also sort of conveniently had like a hidden F in there as well. So the next thought was like, okay, we've got these blocks and these icons, so how can we get them working in like a digital world, so for touchscreen application? So we took the sort of F icon, the steps icon, and gridded that up, and then built out all the other icons from that. So we had this sort of real simple system that made all these recognisable icons that all had the sort of that sort of direction running through them where possible. And then once we'd sort of cracked that system of sort of squares and icons, it was, okay, how do we make this feel right and sort of tonally? So we started looking at work like Joseph Muller-Brockmann and sort of real Swiss graphic design, so really sort of pared back and ordered, but with like a sense of freedom. So that inspired the icons and the grid and the typeface choice as well. So we picked something that was sort of very modern, sans serif and geometric typeface. And then the last thing that we looked at was colour. So we looked at all the other sort of competitors in that sector. The colours that they usually had, blue for social or green for growth, and we felt that colour for us could work a bit harder, and that should also communicate learning for life as well. So we hit upon this idea of using colour to show where you were in your learning journey. So sort of this gradient that went from dark blue, from unknowing, to yellow and enlightenment, and in the middle that pink was sort of the now. So wherever you are in your journey, it's always pink, and if you were to look back at what you learned, it'd be sort of dark blue, or look forward to what you're yet to learn, it'd be yellow. And that was sort of the final piece in the jigsaw. So to get the brand out in the world, we sort of needed to understand where FutureLearn were in their lifespan, and also where they wanted to go. So as a relative startup, we knew that we had to create something simple that could enable them to tell their story sort of easily, but also have sort of real simple, solid principles that could translate to anything that they wanted to produce. So we created like a simple kit of sort of 3 tools really: the type and how to use it, the colour with the gradient and how to use that, and also the icons and the blocks and how to use those as well. So as long as those sort of 3 things were present, and they all had this sort of same principles behind them of onwards and upwards, as long as those 3 things were present, they could sort of play with them and make them work for whatever purpose they needed.